What to say to a girl when you first approach? There's no one answer here. I've been doing this for a long time, about 14 years, and every type of approach can work. I've seen successful connections start from almost every single types of conversation possible. Really what matters is how you present yourself. And when you actually initiate these conversations, are you present with the person? Are you saying something that you actually mean? Are you standing well? Do you have good body language, eye contact? Do you look a little warm and inviting, or are you looking down and really closed off? That is going to matter so much more than exactly what to say. I mean, I've had guys say really forward, direct stuff like, hey, I saw you over here and I really wanted to come say hi because I thought you were beautiful. All the way to really insignificant stuff like, hey, can I ask you something? How's that latte? For me, approaching at least what to say, it's more so about how you say it and being present in that moment. And so if you can find something that you actually feel in that moment or see and get excited about, then I think that's the best thing you should say. And I think that's what gets a lot of men into their head is they're trying to come up with the perfect approach line. And that actually makes them anxious. That makes them nervous. It makes them not have good body language, not have those things. And then they say things that they don't actually care about, like, where can I grab the next best burger? And they don't actually care about that question. They don't see it. They don't observe, something around them that they don't want to talk about. And that's when it comes off disingenuous, and that's when I think it just doesn't land well. If you can, instead of thinking, what's the perfect approach line, and instead think, how can I say something that's honest right now? And how can I say it in a way that's present and with good nonverbal communication, that's going to be so much more effective than even the best stock line you could imagine if it's not sincere. So let's say you're at karaoke. Take in your environment, man. Do you feel like the songs people are singing are garbage? Did somebody go on stage and absolutely crush it? Do you just love being in a karaoke bar because you're obsessed with the energy and it makes you feel alive? Do you love to sing but mostly in the shower? Any of those things are a great opener. I'd walk up to a woman and say, hey, what's up? I don't know about you, but the last few people who have gone on, I think somebody else needs to go on and crush it. Or, oh my God, did you see that person before? Wow, they're amazing. How could I ever go up after that? Or walking up to her and be like, is this your first time at karaoke or is this your jam? Because for me, I could be here once a week. I love the energy here. And trying to come from something actually real and relatable because it sets you off on the right foot. It takes you out of anxiety because anxiety often comes from, in social settings, trying to figure out how to say something in a way that's going to get something from somebody or avoid something. So if you're like, okay, I got to come up with a cool line so this woman likes me, or I gotta say the right thing so I get her number, that causes a lot of anxiety because we don't have control over that. We don't know how that person's gonna respond. We don't know if it's gonna work. It leaves us uncertain. But if you're in control of what you feel and what you say, that's empowering. And it generally makes us feel a lot more expressive. It comes off a lot more smooth. And that's how we talk to all of our friends and close people in our lives. You're generally not walking up to your friend and being like, oh, what should I say to him that's gonna be interesting right now? You're just gonna speak off your mind. Yo, man, this music in this bar right now is whack. I don't know about this. We need to go up and pick something that livens up the mood. And you're feeling it. You're observing something. You're connecting to your emotions and you're saying it. And if you're empowered by those emotions, you're like, you feel passionate about doing something else in karaoke. That's usually going to overpower your anxiety and come off a lot smoother. And then it's easy to continue the conversation. Let's say you say, I could be here all the time. I love this energy. And she's like, me too, but I'm so nervous to sing. I only sing in the shower. You're in that moment. And maybe you've been nervous to sing before, but you got used to it a few times. You could tell her, hey, listen, I was nervous too, but then I came here a few times. I got up on stage and now I just have fun with it. And conversation rolls naturally. In general, though, to mitigate your anxiety in social spaces, besides what to say, I would tell you a couple things. First, I said this on the live stream yesterday. Try to enjoy the moment, man. Before worrying about approaching, listen to the music, feel the vibe, and dance. Actually be present for the moment because that's going to help lower your anxiety, reduce your heart rate, and put you in a much better headspace. Because if you're just sitting there like not enjoying the moment and just staring at a woman for 15 minutes and like, oh man, how do I approach her? What do I say? It's hard to push through that. You need to feel joy, relaxed, comfortable, excited, and that's going to usually make your anxiety subside a little bit more. And that includes changing your body language while you're doing that, right? Lay back, chill, listen to music, open yourself up, stand tall, sip your drink. Don't be huddled, looking at her, nervous, putting your hands in your pockets, because how we adjust our body adjusts our mind. So if you're like small and shrinking and nervous, it's going to make you nervous. So I would say try to be present in the moment, try to open up your body language, breathe a little, relax your heart rate. And here's one other trick to anybody that wants to approach someone. It's a version of what they used to call the 5-second rule, which is when you get a stimuli. So say you see a beautiful woman out in this karaoke bar and you want to approach her. Your brain doesn't immediately get overwhelmed with anxiety. It takes about 5 seconds. You see a woman, you're like, oh my God, there's a beautiful woman right there. Oh my God, I want to approach her. Oh God, what do I say? and then it kicks in. So what you need to do is find some way to take action between those 5 seconds, even if it's just as simple as looking at her and making eye contact, taking a few steps in her direction, walking past her to grab a drink at the bar, walking past her and making an offhand comment, standing up and just like going with your drink close to her, like as if you're going to go sit at the bar, but you're positioning yourself close. You need to have some forward momentum before those 5 seconds of harsh anxiety kicks in, and then it becomes a lot easier to continue. Like if I see a woman and I just get up and I start walking towards her, even as I'm walking towards her, all of a sudden my brain might be like, oh my God, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? But you're halfway there and you're a lot more likely to commit to it. The problem is most guys get anxiety and they just sit there and they just get quiet and they scrunch up and they do nothing. And it's really hard to pull yourself out of that. Now, if you can't do that, 5 seconds go by and you're like, I still can't do anything. I can't look in her direction. I can't get up. I can't walk over. Then what I would say is be okay with that. Tell yourself, hey, no big deal. I'll try next time. Go back to the music, listen to the music for 5, 10, 15 minutes, be in the moment, and try again later. It doesn't have to be with that woman. It could be with somebody else. But a lot of guys, when you're fighting your anxiety constantly and beating yourself up and you miss your opportunity, oh, I'm so stupid. I can't believe I didn't approach her. Oh, I missed it. You just make yourself feel worse, create more anxiety, and make it impossible to approach. If we're miserable, we don't like doing things. And a lot of people talk about the 5-second rule. They're like, take some action in 5 seconds or else. The difference that I would say is if you can't do it in 5 seconds, then don't beat yourself up. In fact, praise yourself. Hey, listen, at least I'm trying. I'm making an effort. I'll try again next time. When I started approaching women and learning how to 14 years ago, I was scared shitless. Like I remember going out 6 months straight, like 4 or 5 times a week and not talking to anybody. The problem is like, it doesn't matter if you chicken out of one approach. I've chickened out when I started out of, like I said, dozens, if not hundreds of approaches. And now I've approached thousands of women. The point is not letting it defeat you. And then you get a few of those experiences, you chip away at it and it builds experience and it gets easier and easier and easier. But you need to find a little bit of consistency, like I said, even if it's just like eye contact drills. So I know that's not the easy, sexy answer of just say this, but that shit doesn't work. I've tried every line for 14 years and it's not about that lines don't work. It's that they put you in their head. They make you more anxious. They make you overthink it. You're not saying something that's real, so it's really hard to continue. It's better to just try to be present, relax, chill, and think about one sentence that you could say from the heart in that moment.